Good afternoon everyone, my name is Jermia Arabanyo. Now I will decide to report a physics. So now what is physics? Physics is one of a set of fundamental units in a system of measurement that is based on a natural phenomena or establish the standard and from which other units we derive. So, physics is mao ni siya ang subject or mini kind that naa siya gamit o fundamental units na ginasunod. So, first we can tackle about base unit. When you see a base unit of a fundamental SI in a system of measurement, the base SI unit are the metri, kilogram, second, ampere, Kelvin, and candle, and mule. So, first we tackle about metri. Metri is the defined of a length of the path traveled by light in a vacuum during a time of interval. So, ang metri, mao ni siya ang kalayoon or mao po ni siya ginatawag na metro. Mao ni siya ang length na kalayoon sa iyahang, for example, running. Ginamisure niya or ginametro niya kung unsa kalayoon ang iyahang na travel. So, at the same time today light or the interval of the traveling of a light into a vacuum. So, the second is a kilogram. When you see kilogram, basic unit of a mass in a meter or metric system, a kilogram is a very nearly equal. It was originally intended to be exactly equal. So, ang kilogram, mao ni siya ang kabugaton. So, mao ni siya ang equal. Wala jud siya, dili nato siya makita or makuan, original jud siya makita nato nga intended or naa siya equal. Third is a seconds. Seconds is defined by taking the fixed numerical value of the cilium frequency. So, ang second, nag-refer siya sa, ang second is nag-refer gihapon siya sa time. So, ang second, mao ni siya ang unsa ka, pila ka seconds ang ihang na consume or pila ka frequency ihang na consume. So, let's proceed to ampere, a unit of measurement of the rate of electron flows to current an electrical conductor. So, when you see a ampere, mao ni siya ang refer siya sa electrical current or mao ni siya ang ginagamit or ginarate, for example sa Dorico, mao ni siya ang ihang ginagamit to ma-rate ato ang pila ang ato ang bale or electrical current. Next is Kelvin. When you see a Kelvin, mao ni siya ang si Kelvin, it is a boy which originally from William Thomson. So, si William Thomson, mao ni siya ang first na discover aning Kelvin. So, in the past years, mao ni siya ang ginatawag na Bourenge name after the river of Kelvin. Bauntog na convert siya into a river of Kelvin. So, Kelvin ay maangyahang ikuan is temperature or pila ang ihang consume na temperature. Second is candela. The candela, it is a use of measure the visual intensity of a light sources like light bulbs or the bulbs in touches. So, candela is mao ni siya ang intensity sa utay, for example, mugunit ka og bulb, init kay siya. So, mao na ang intensity niya diha is mao na siya ang init. So, mao na siya ang candela. So, maging mule is a convenient units to use because of the great number of atoms, molecules, or others in any substances. So, mole is mao ni siya ang amount. Mao ni siya ang amount, for example, sa atom or pila ang iyahang amount na ma-consume. Mao na ang example sa atom. Now, let's proceed to, so this is the example of the 7 base SI units to katong gi-discuss na ko kaganiha. So, let's proceed to motion. Now, what is motion? What is motion? Motion is when an object change its position with the respect of to time. Motion is thematically described in terms of displacement, distance, velocity, acceleration, and speed, and frame of references of the observer. So, ang parts of motion, mao ni siya displacement, distance, velocity, acceleration, and speed. First, we tackle the displacement. Displacement is the changes in the position of an object. It is an vector quality and has a direction and magnitude. It is represented by arrow that points from the starting position to the final position. For example, running na first is naata sa first na position until nagsugod ang running moadto ta sa final position. Okay? Second is distance. Distance is the measure the length between object points with regard to direction. Ang distance mao ni siya ang kalayoon. Unsa kalayo ang ina-consume niya or ang length na iyahang na-consume, but wala siya without regard for direction. Wala siya direction or nagmatter lang siya sa kalayoon. Second is a velocity, a quality of designated how fast and in what direction point is moving. So, ang velocity nagamatter siya ang fast and slow. Kung asa siya na point or unsa na point that is moving. Mao na siya ang example sa velocity. Next is speed. Speed is the time rate which an object is moving along a path, while velocity rate the direction of object or a movement. So, ang velocity, mao ni gihapon siya ang kaloy-on or kadul-on, but nagamatter na siya sa direction. While ang velocity kaganina is mao ni siya ang kakusgon or kahinayon, but nagamatter siya sa direction. Speed is a time rate which an object is moving along a path, while the velocity rate the rate and direction object movement. So ang speed mao ni siya ang rate kung pila ka speed, pila ka velocity, or mao pud ni siya ang ginagamit nga pila ka direction ang ihang or pila ka object ang nagmove. Mao na ang example sa speed. So now let's proceed to energy. What is energy? Energy is ability to do work. It is the ability to exert a force causing a displacement of an object. In other words, energy is the force that causes things to move. Energy is divided into two types, potential and kinetic. Now, when you say a potential, it is a stored energy and an object sustained by virtue of position and arrangement of parts. So, nagamatter gyapon siya sa height or a object or a system. In other hand, kinetic is the energy to object, system, or particles in a motion. So, mao na ang kalahian sa potential energy o ang kinetic energy. So, now let's proceed to mechanical energy, gravitational energy, electrical energy, sound energy, chemical energy, and nuclear or atomic energy. Now, first, we tackle about chemical energy. When you see a chemical energy, consists of two types of energy: kinetic energy and motion potential energy, stored energy of opposition. In other words, when an object have a in other words is a mechanical energy, it is convert into a kinetic energy that based on a motion and stored energy and a position. So now let's proceed to gravitational energy. Gravitational energy, it depends on object position and motion, and power comes from the sum of moving. So naghapon si kinetic energy and potential energy. In other words, the energy stored in object due to its height above the due to their height above the energy. So this is a potential energy. In other words, it is an object potential is combined with is to kinetic energy and it creates mechanical energy. Mao na siya ang connection sa mechanical energy o gravitational energy. So now third one is electrical energy. Electrical energy is the power an atom's charge particles have to causes an action or move an object. So in other words, electrical energy, it is based on a solar cells changes sunlight into electrical energy, and when turbines turn to a kinetic energy, it is kinetic energy into a electrical energy. So mao na siya ang electrical energy. The fourth one is sound energy. The sound energy is mao ni siya ang nag-refer siya dito nag-refer siya into a pressure or the vibrate. For example, the sounds of the video key. So nagaproduce siya og pressure or a vibration na makadungog ang tanan. So the sound waves are called kinetic mechanical energy. So naghapon siya connected dito sa mechanical energy. Next is the chemical energy. Chemical energy is stored in the bonds of chemical compounds like atom or molecule. So chemical energy, it is refers into our environment. For example, the batteries, biomass, petroleum, natural gases na makita nato sa atoang environment or sa atoang community. The second is a nuclear or atomic energy. When you see a nuclear atomic energy, is mao ni siya ang naga-produce amount of electric. For example, ang nuclear is dili lang dahil siya nagagamit og nuclear fission, is nagagamit gyapon dahil siya og nuclear medicine, nagagamit din siya og food treatment. Mao na ang gamit sa nuclear or atomic energy. Now, let's proceed to another topic, thermodynamics. So, what is thermodynamics? When you see a thermodynamics, it is a branches of deals with the heat, work, and temperature. So, naa diri si heat, naapo diri siya si temperature. In relation to energy, radiation, of physical properties of matter, to be specific, explain thermal energy and convert into form of energy, how they affected by this process. So, we have an open, closed, and isolated that parts to the thermodynamics. So, first we tackle the open. When you see an open system can exchange both energy and matter with its surrounding. So, nagabase siya sa ato ang surrounding. When you see a closed system can exchange energy with it is a surrounding through heat and work transfer. In other words, work and heat are the form of energy can be transferred across the system boundary. So when you see isolated is a thermodynamics system or a cannot exchange in either energy or matter outside in the boundaries of the system. There are the two ways in energy occurs are the system may be distance from other system can't be interact with them. Now let's proceed to the light and sounds. When you see a light and sounds is the longitudinal wave, whereas a light is transferred waves into a speed sounds are less the speed of light. In the other words, sounds are waves characterized into three. First is audible sound waves. Second is ultrasonic sound waves. Third is the infrasonic sound waves. When you see infrasonic sound waves, it's a low frequency. When you see ultrasonic sound waves, it is the high frequency. Now, let's proceed the longitudinal waves. Waves are the classes of waves in which the particles of the disturbance medium are displaced in a direction that is parallel to the direction of propagation of the wave. So this is the example of longitudinal waves. So mag-start siya sa right, mag-end japon siya. Mao ni iyahang wavelength. Mao pud na siya. Mao na ang iyahang example. Next is a mechanical waves. A wave that is an oscillation of matter and it is responsible for the transfer of energy through medium distance of wave. Mao ni siya ang example sa mechanical waves. Mechanical waves, another example niya is sound waves, earthquake waves, and water waves. That is the example of mechanical waves that they taken from the more or three main types. Mao ni siya ang mga example niya. When you see pressure waves, P waves, one of the two main types of elastic body waves called seismic waves. In a seismology, mechanical longitudinal waves is called compressional or compression waves. So naga-compress siya. Mao na siya ang ginatawag na pressure wave. It is in other hand, mechanical vibration push air molecules which isolated back and forth and the push neighboring molecules and so on. Mao na siya ako ang topic. It is all about physics. That's all. Thank you.